So today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take these rims off and tires, and I want to do some measuring. I want to make sure the rear track width from bolt face to bolt face is the same as the front, and I want to get these kind of figured out on what size rims I can go with. I don't want to go much wider on the tires, really, if any, if possible. Mostly because I don't want mud to be slung everywhere, and I don't really want to have to buy. I think the R flares are wider. I'm not sure. I'm gonna find out Saturday, but I'm gonna jack this thing up. I'm gonna get some tire weights, and obviously there's some mud on them. I'll try and do one that doesn't have minimal mud on it, but I want to make sure that the actual track widths are the same and that its rims are just offset. Maybe somebody's already done that on one of these Talon X's, but I'm gonna do that anyways. My doors rattled pretty good from the factory. They don't now. They rattled pretty good. You can probably hear it in my video, or I could hear it in my wife's video. I didn't post any of them. Rattling pretty good. And if yours do that, these little rubber snubbers here, you can turn them in and out, and they actually are, they go in and out. So you can thread them out till it hits and is a little firmer, and you don't get any rattles. So just a little tidbit for you guys: if your door is rattling on your Talons, you can take, this side's not out quite as far as the other side, but if you look at this side door fits a little better. You can see the fitment there. It's barely sticks out at all. This one over here sticks out another 1/8 of an inch or so than the other side. So I had to bring that one out quite a bit further. I'm also looking at toy haulers, and this roof adds like almost 4.5 inches to the height of this machine. So I am thinking about getting rid of the roof, moving this rear bar, crossbar back to these nodes, making it straight, doing an X bar tying into these, which will make that quite a bit stiffer, and then having an aluminum panel made that goes down, still has the drip edge up here, but it's obviously going to be mount right to the roll cage. And then I want it to come down, roll down here in the back, and obviously I'm probably just going to have them 45 some pieces, because I want to put some chase lights up here for dusty conditions. Probably some yellow or yellow and blue small chase lights. I may even do this a whole piece across here. But I don't want it to block my view with my rear view mirror that's coming. And for you guys that are spending $200 on a Honda rear view mirror, because there's really nobody else making them for a 2-inch roll cage, at least the UTV dealers. Well, there is one. The problem is you got that roof mount that's right in the middle, and it's a single mount, so you have to choose to offset your rear view mirror to one side or the other. I went to a Bronco site. It's called James Duffy, and they had I believe it's a 9-inch concave rear view mirror, and it's built for 2-inch roll cages, and it's got the dual-sided mounts. So that should be here hopefully by the end of the week, and it was only $70. The Honda one, $200 for a rear view mirror is just a retarded amount of money for saying Honda on it. I'm sorry, Honda, but you really got to do better than that. I mean, the side mirrors are $200, and I'm going to order a set. You can get a set for $70 that are probably better than the Honda ones. You know, they don't say Honda on them, but you know, I don't know if I'll do side mirrors. I tend to run my stuff. You can see this is one outing. You can see, focus. You can see the roll cage is already pretty freaking beat up. And that was from about 3 hours of riding. You know, side mirrors are awesome, but I think that I'll be constantly hitting them on branches and stuff. And I don't know. So yeah, it'd be interesting to know if the R flares are wider. Probably somebody can answer that for me. I will see one Saturday, and I'll have it right next to it. So, you know, if I end up having, because I need beadlocks pretty bad. Like I said, I took it down to Haspin Acres, and where the heck's it at? That rim is a little, she's got a couple of, you know, a couple little war wounds on it. I left the air pressure up real high, but doing what I want to do and the things that I want to do with this, I'm going to need beadlocks, or I'll for sure knock the tire off the rim, guaranteed, when I drop the air pressure in these. So, you know, I'm not going to beat it up in the rocks, but I'm definitely not afraid of putting it in the rocks. I'm also going to adjust my set in the rear. There's not really a lot of travel there. I would say there's probably 5 inches of, you know, of showing shaft. I'm going to take it down an inch out, give me a little more set in to see if that will soften up. You know, just take a little spring out of it, see if that'll soften up the ride a little bit. Not that it's super stiff, I didn't really get to tell, but you know, for what I do, I think it'll help me out a little bit. And just start playing with it. I'm gonna be going to Silver Lake after this weekend, and I'll do some shock tuning at that point. I'll change the springs and change all the clickers and just horse around with it. Kind of not happy I didn't get a shock adjuster, you know, a spanner wrench for my shocks with the $20,000 machine. Yeah, it's kind of crazy they don't have that in the toolkit or anything. I've got one, I guess. I think it'll work. I just got to find it. I mean, I used it on my coilovers on all my Jeeps, so I can assume that it should work on these, but it's kind of weird that they didn't put that in the toolkit. But nonetheless, you can see I got some of the covers off here, just kind of looking at stuff. I bought that accessory panel kit here, and it comes with all this wiring. You know, here's your voltmeter. The only problem is you lose a little bit of your storage by putting this thing in here. So instead of having this big storage area, now it'll be kind of gone. So kind of second guessing my purchase there. Storage is a premium on these things. So that's the only little thing you got down there. The glove box is a good size, but right now, since our boxes are limited as to what we can put back here, obviously Honda has a soft bag. I want something that's got a center divider in it, so I can put recovery gear, gloves, just a couple little basic things on one side, and have the other side for a small cooler. So hopefully somebody's working on that, or maybe somebody can make a suggestion. Walmart has one for $13, but quite honestly, I don't think that's a long term. That's not going to last. So I'm not even going to bother buying one and getting it all set up. It doesn't have a center thing in it. I was hoping somebody would make a real nice aluminum one with a center in it, and with a nice seal on the top and nice shocks, and build it right custom. And I may end up having to take it and give it to a fabricator and let them build me exactly what I want. Normally I would do that myself, but it's my busy season, so I don't have time. And I don't have access to a big enough press brake to bend up a nice box anymore. So I used to have a buddy that lived right close by that I could go use their stuff. And but so yeah, she's pretty dirty, guys. You know, this is what happens when you got a 14-year-old and they say they cleaned it real good. So it was pretty bad. Haspin Acres mud is no joke. It's like concrete, for sure. So yeah, the sub harness is, well, I shouldn't say that. I keep saying sub harness. They give me a harness with this, but then it also says that you need the sub harness. So $300 for this box of stuff. Doesn't come with any rocker switches at all. It just comes with ones to put in there, fake rocker switches. And or at least that's what I think they are. They look like it. They definitely not these things. They're just clip in. And what is this? $25 worth of stuff, and you got to buy another $50 sub harness. So I don't know that the whole reason why I bought that is I thought the sub harness and everything was in there. I was under the impression at the dealership that that's ready to go, and it's not. You know, you still have to buy all the plugs and everything to go into the back of the switches. You know, I don't know. So I'm gonna probably do an aftermarket one and just wire it right to the battery, and either take that one back or sell it online, something for a discounted price. $300 for that is kind of cheesy, if you ask me. And then I may end up putting some rocker switches here and here to avoid losing our storage there, because that is kind of nice having that storage. You can throw your phone or we put our gloves or something down there, a phone up there, or just, it's nice to be able to throw some stuff there. Aside from that, man, we're just kind of getting familiar with it today. We'll get back with you after we get the wheels and tires off of it and get some weights on things. All right, we got everything off here. I had the missus come out here. So what we did was we measured from this face to the other side's face on the front and rear. And just because you guys want to know, the front is 55 inches and the rear is 51.5 inches. I also weighed my tires and rims. The fronts were roughly 38 pounds and the rears were roughly 45 pounds. Stock condition, obviously they had a little dirt on there. I took half a pound off for dirt. So I'd say that's a rough idea what they weigh. As far as the back spacing on the rims and inches, so you got 5.5 in the rear and 5 3/8 in the front for back spacing. The width is 8 inches in the rear and the front is 6.5 inches.